Hi everyone, it's story time, and I chose a book to read today that has to do with our theme of the week, which is Farm Week. All farm animals live in a special place that we know as a barn. So today's book is called Big Red Barn, and it's written by Margaret Wise Brown. And here on the cover, we see the big red barn in the background and a bunch of different animals in here. So let's dig on in and see what happens in the big red barn. By the big red barn in the great green fields, there was a pink pig who was learning to squeal. There was a great big horse and a very little horse. So there's the big one and the little one. And on every barn is a weather vane, of course, a golden flying horse. So here is a weather vane, and the weather vane tells you which way the wind is blowing from and what direction. So we see some NWSE, which stands for north, south, east, and west, which are our directions. There was a big pile of hay and a little pile of hay, and that is where the children play. But in this story, the children are away. Only the animals are here today. So do you think the animals will play in the hay? The sheep and the donkey, the geese and the goats were making funny noises down in their throats. An old scarecrow was leaning on his hoe, and a field mouse was born. So this is a tool. A hoe is a tool that you use in the garden to rake up the dirt. And a little field mouse was born over there. In a field of corn, what do you see? Pretty butterflies. That's like the butterfly that came from our chrysalis that we had. Cock-a-doodle-doo. In the barn, there's a rooster and a pigeon, too. And a big white hen standing on one leg, and under the hen was a quiet egg. So she's on top of an egg. There was a bantam rooster and a little bantam hen with a big clutch of eggs. Count them. There are 10. So there's 10 eggs I see over there. Cock-a-doodle-doo, moo, moo. There was a big brown cow and a little brown cow. There was an old black cat, meow, meow, and a tiger tomcat, meow, meow. There was a big red dog, bow wow, with some little puppy dogs all round and warm. So there's kittens and puppies. And they all live together in the big red barn. So they all have one home. They all live together. And they played all day in the grass and in the hay. When the sun went down in the great green field, the big cow lowered and the little pig squealed. The horses stomped in the sweet warm hay, and the little donkey gave one last bray. So it's getting to be nighttime. The hens were sleeping on their nests. Even the roosters took a rest. The little black bats flew away out of the barn at the end of the day. So if you look closely, at nighttime, the bats come out, and they're leaving the barn because it's nighttime. It's getting dark out. And they were there all night long, sound asleep in the big red barn. So there they are, all in the big red barn after a day of playing in the sun and in the hay and in the grass. And they all had fun. So they all share one home, which is the big red barn. I'm going to have 2 more activities that I'm going to share with you. So stay tuned so you can see. And they have to do with the big red barn. See you in a bit.